Welcome to the Clarity Advisor Show, where you'll learn how to grow your team today. Join Ken Trupke and his guests as they discuss what works and doesn't work to grow your team in today's world. And now, your host, Ken Trupke.
Hello, and welcome again to the Clarity Advisors Show. You've probably been in that situation where you meet a family for the first time. Maybe you're at their house or you're at a party or an event, and somebody's child could be as young as 4 or 5, could be as old as 14 or 15. Someone's child, though, is very outgoing, very talkative. Maybe they're doing some really funny things and they're making people laugh, and they just seem like they have a ton of positive energy. And somebody, maybe even you, says, "Wow, that kid's a natural salesperson. They should grow up to be in sales. With that personality, with that outgoing, with that positivity, they should go into sales." And maybe they should, but not for the reasons that we're thinking. See, sales isn't about being that glad-handing, back-slapping, joke-telling, nutty person who loves to talk. Sales isn't about talking, and it certainly isn't about talking someone into something. The big myth in sales is that it's doing something to someone. Sales is something you do to them. You sell them. You get them to do something that maybe isn't even good for them, but it's certainly not something they were planning on doing, and probably not something that they want to do. But you talk to them, and then you talk them into it. That's what sales is. Sales is talking people into things. So if you're a big talker and a positive person with a lot of energy, you'd be great in sales. All right, let's just stop right there and back up and really think about what sales is, because that is not what sales is. In a lot of ways, sales is the opposite of that. In his book, The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need, Anthony Iannarino defines it this way. He says, sales isn't something you do to someone. Sales is something you do with and for someone. See, sales is service. Sales is helping people get what's good for them, not talking them into something that isn't good for them. It's helping them get what they couldn't get without your help. They couldn't do it without you. They need you to help them and help them get what's good, not what's good for you. So is that outgoing, positive, talkative person a potential great salesperson? Absolutely. But so are all people. See, in that DISC model, we've got 4 basic behavior styles. So if you remember, at the top of the DISC circle, you've got the fast-paced people. And on the bottom half of the circle, you've got the more deliberative paced people. And on the left side of the circle, you've got task-oriented people. And on the right side, you've got people-oriented people. And when you put those together in quadrants, you get fast-paced, task-oriented. Then you get deliberatively paced, task-oriented. And then over on the right side, you get deliberatively paced, people-oriented. And then at the top on the right, you get the fast-paced, people-oriented. And it's that fast-paced, people-oriented behavior style that people typically think of when they think of sales. And when they think of sales as about talking people into it, they're like, that person will be great. They love to talk. They love to talk people into things. They have endless energy and positivity. They'd be great in sales. Well, they would be great in sales, but not for those reasons. Not just because of those reasons. So let's take an example and let's walk through why each of those behavior styles, now that we understand what sales really is, let's walk through how each of those behavior styles could be successful in sales. So what I need help with, where I need someone to help me get what's good for me that I can't get on my own, is clothes. I don't know what matches. I don't know what fabrics go together. I barely know what colors match. I certainly don't know that you could wear this kind of shirt with these kind of pants. I don't know. And so I need help. So let's say I go to the men's store and I first meet a more deliberatively paced, people-oriented person. That would be the S personality style, the steady personality style. In birds, that person might be a dove. In other animals, that person might be a golden retriever. You get the sense. They're very caring. They tend to talk more slowly. They tend to talk more quietly. and they really care. So where are they going to be great in sales? Well, as an account manager, they're going to want to be part of that accounts team. They're going to want to make sure that that team is getting served and that their counterpart, the buyer, is getting what they need and making sure they're being taken care of. That S personality style is going to be great in account management. They can be great in sales. So when I walk in to the men's store and I'm greeted by the S salesperson, well, she's going to say, "Welcome to the store. How can I help you today? What are you looking for?" And maybe she's going to ask me what events I have coming up so we can understand, oh, I have this summer thing I'm going to need some summer clothes for. And then I have an evening thing in the fall that's kind of a gala that I'm going to need to dress up for. Very good. Well, let's take a look at some things. Let's work together and find some things. Let's see if we can find some things. They're going to use that language of we and team and together and belonging. And it's going to feel really good. And I'm going to walk in and feel like, I can relax. I'm being well taken care of by someone who cares about me. This person's going to want me to look good and feel good. She's going to make sure that I get what I need. It's going to be great. The S behavior style can absolutely be a great salesperson. So now I walk into the store and it's an S behavior type. So we're still down on the bottom of the circle in the more deliberatively paced, more introverted type people. But this person's more task oriented, where the S is more people oriented. Now they're more task oriented. So that C behavior style, that cautious, that careful, that conscientious behavior style, they want to get it right. They don't necessarily want to be right, although they typically think that they are right, but don't we all? They want to get it right. So when I walk in now, they're going to, again, be a little bit more slower pace, more deliberative. They're going to say, "Welcome to the store. What exactly are you looking for?" Well, I might not know, but we're going to find out. I say, "Well, I've got an event." Now, the C type behavior is going to want a lot of details. Okay, what month is it? Is it early summer or late summer? Is it going to be inside or outside? Is it going to be in the morning or all day? Will you have a chance to change clothes, or will you need to wear the same outfit all day? They're going to ask a bunch of questions. Why? To dial in, to narrow down, to get to the right answer. They want to get to the right answer. They want to make sure I'm getting exactly what I need. Well, how do I feel about that? I feel great about that. They're going to help me get exactly what I need. They're going to ask me a lot of questions in service of helping me get what I need. How great is that? So where can that C behavior style fit in sales? Well, they're going to ask a lot of questions. They're going to know their products. At the clothing store, they're going to know everything in inventory. They're going to know all the sizes that they have, all the fabrics that they have, all the colors. And they're going to know, if you pick this out, I know the 4 things that go with that. Let's get those over here and start walking through it. They know their product and service down to every detail. So whatever question a customer might have, they're going to have an answer. How great is that in sales? To be able to have qualified, quality answers to customer and prospect questions. C's can be great in sales. They're very detail oriented and they want to get it right. And when they couple that with the mindset of wanting to help, they want to help you get what's right for you. It's perfect. Okay, let's move up on that left side of the disc chart and get to the task-oriented, but faster-paced person, that D personality, that more dominant and demanding person. In the birds, it might be an eagle. In other animals, it might be a lion. Think of it that way. So they're on mission. Let's go. So now I walk into the men's store and I'm greeted by the D. And she says, "Okay, what do you need today?" Great, here we go. I'm with my people because I tend to be very D, like, let's move, task oriented. Okay, I've got this event and this event and this event. I need some blazers and some slacks. Great. You're probably also going to need some short sleeve shirts. Here we go. Try this, try this, try this. And she's going to be moving me through, and it's going to be fast paced. And we're on a mission to accomplish the goal, and it's going to get done in record time. How am I going to feel in that situation? I'm going to feel great. I'm with my people. She talks my language. She moves at my pace. She wants to get this done so we can get out of here. Because as much fun as it is to be served well at a men's store, it's still not my choice of places to spend time. So I want to be in and out. That tends to be men in general at clothing stores, right? When we go shopping, we're not there to shop to look. We're there to shop to buy. Let's go. Let's get our stuff. Get in, get out. Here we go. get the mission accomplished. So how can that D personality style, behavior style be successful in sales? Because they're on mission. They've got boundless energy. They're going to go until the job's done, but they're going to move quickly to get the job done. They're going to serve that customer by making sure that time isn't wasted, that we don't have extra meetings and long conversations and cover things we don't need to. Now they're going to, under control, make sure that they are taking enough time and having enough meetings and answering enough questions, but there's not going to be any extra. It's going to be short and to the point. And so in sales, that can be great. They're going to have a lot of energy and work until the job is done. They're not going to wear out and move on. They're very competitive. They're going to want to win. They're going to want to, and they want to help people. Once you frame that around the idea of you're here to serve, well, then that D personality can win. They can serve. We're going to serve because we're going to accomplish the mission. We're going to get them what they need quickly, accurately, on time. Here we go. So, because they've got that task orientation, they share that with the C, who also wants to kind of get things right and be on point. The C tends to be a little bit more asking a lot of questions to get more details, whereas the D wants to just keep it moving and get it done. So, can they succeed in sales? Absolutely. These are great prospectors. These are great initial conversation people because they're going to move on to, they're going to get through that conversation. And if it's not a fit, they're going to be like, okay, not a fit, next. And it's not going to bother them. They just want it because they're on mission. The mission is find buyers, find people that we're trying to serve, find people I can help. If you say I can't help you, okay, next person. It doesn't phase them. So they can be great in sales, especially as a prospector, or if you've got a lot of outbound where there's a lot of rejection. Rejection often doesn't phase the D type. So now let's move across from that upper left to the upper right, the classic, the one we all think of, the I. The interactive. In birds, they might be a parrot. In other animals, they might be an otter. They love to have fun. They love people. They love being around people. And they're very attractive. They're very attractive. People want to be around them. They have this magnetic personality that it's fun to be around them. And they're so positive. So now I walk into the men's store and I'm greeted by an I. How do I feel? Hey, thanks for coming in. You look great. I love those shoes. All right, what are we getting for you today? What do you got going on? You know what? Hold on. Let me just bring this over here. See if you like this. How am I going to feel? I'm going to feel first, maybe just a little overwhelmed, but hopefully they tone it down and recognize that I'm a little more task oriented, not so people oriented, but it's going to be fun. They're going to make this a fun event. I'm going to have a good time while I'm doing the thing that I'm not super excited about, which is buying all these clothes, but I know that I'm going to look great. And in the end, they're going to take care of me and get me things that I can feel good about. They're going to serve me in getting what's good for me. And it's going to be fun and it's going to be exciting and time's going to fly by. So in other sales, how can that work? Well, it's the classic salesperson. People like to be around them. There's a reason we go, that person should think about being in sales. They like to talk. Well, talking to connect with people is great. In sales, we got to make sure we quickly pivot to listening. Use our talking to ask good questions and then listen to the answer and make it a conversation where we're serving, not just a chance to talk about ourselves and talk. That's not sales. But can that I-type personality, that otter, that parrot, be a great salesperson? Absolutely. Absolutely, they can be a great salesperson. By the way, one thing I forgot to mention about that C, that very meticulous, the slower paced, task-oriented person, what else are they going to do really well? They're going to make sure it fits. When we get to the tailoring part of my clothes, my pants, my shirts, my coats, whatever, they're going to make sure that it's all perfect, that the cuffs are the exact perfect length, that the pants are the perfect hem and break at the exact right part on my shoe. They're going to be very meticulous and it's going to be perfect. So we love the C. The C gets it right. The C makes sure all the details are ticked and tied and nothing is left to chance. Another reason C's make a great salesperson. So sorry, I forgot that. Just want to throw that back in there. The point being, you see it now. All the behavior styles work. Whether you're the classic I, interactive, parrot, loves to have fun and talk to people, but you could also be the golden retriever who wants to make sure that we feel good about things and that you're feeling taken care of. That could be the very meticulous C who is going to be the beaver, the owl, and make sure that you get it right and you got exactly what you were looking for. And it could be that eagle, that lion, that D personality who's on mission to make sure you're served well. They all work. And why does it matter? Why does it matter that we understand that, well, okay, anyone can be good in sales. So what? Well, the so what is because you're in sales. You're in sales. We're all in sales. And I don't mean in like just this figurative kind of like, well, yes, we sell our spouse on dinner. Well, you kind of do. And you need to listen if you're going to get along with people. And whether that's your kids or your spouse or your friends or your parents or whoever in your sphere outside of work, yeah, you're kind of always selling. You're selling your ideas and you're selling your preferences. But it's also just about being a better human being and being better in relationships. And selling is about, if selling is serving, well, then isn't serving at the core of relationships? Isn't serving each other what we're called to do and how we work best together? So of course we're all in sales, and at work, we're all in sales. If you own a business, you're in sales for sure, because, and you say, well, I'm not in sales. I've got a sales team. Well, you need to understand what sales really is to make sure your sales team understands what sales really is so that they can go out and serve your customers. And you need to know what sales really is because you're going to be in selling situations as an owner. You're going to be maybe brought into bigger projects or put in front of bigger prospects, or you just might be out doing your thing and run into big prospects. But you're going to want to know how to sell. And if you're leading a team, you're going to need to know how to sell, because what might be selling? You might be selling a recruit on why they should come and join your team. You're going to need to help people get what's good for them, which is to be part of your amazing team. If they're the right fit, you absolutely want to make sure they understand how good it would be for them to be part of your team and how much of a win it would be for them. You're serving them by bringing them onto your team. You're selling. And if you're on a team, which we all are, whether we lead a team, we're still on a team. If we own a business, we're still on a team. We're always part of teams. You're selling ideas. You really are. And not just in that like selling my spouse on what we're going to have for dinner kind of way, but in a, hey, what if we did this? This would be good for us all. Let me explain and let me ask some good questions and help you guys see why this would be good for us to do. You're selling. You're building relationships. You're selling. Selling is everywhere. And it's a good thing because sales is service. It's what we're doing with and for people, not what we do to them. We're listening, not talking, and certainly not talking people into things. So whether you're a D, an I, an S, or a C, primarily in your behavior style, we all have each of them in our personalities and our behaviors, but we're primarily one of them most of the time. So regardless of which one you are, you can be good at sales, and you need to be good at sales. So rethink how you think about sales. Make sure you clearly understand that it's serving others and helping them get what's good for them that they couldn't get without your help. And then think about how your behavior style can succeed in sales and go out and sell well. We'll see you next time on the Clarity Advisor Show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for listening to the Clarity Advisor Show. Clarity Advisors is a speaking, training, and consulting firm specializing in helping you simplify your sales and operating systems to improve efficiency and grow your profits. Connect with Clarity Advisors today to learn more about how they can help you improve communication and get your team aligned and engaged for greater success.